for the flank, finds to Pasha, is still alive. You can't count him out. He's watching for Citizen, but now it's just Pasha left. This is going to have to be a 4K to clutch. And now it's a 1 versus 1. Pengu, the old guard, one of the most accomplished players in the entire of Rainbow Six Esports, but Pasha!
Have the upper hand in any kind of retake situation.
Did manage to take a glimpse of that black eye camera, which will help later in the round, no doubt, into Bar. First pick, though, is Kanto. And look at that, a staring contest between the Clash and the Monty. Mulan starts to push aggressively, takes a bit of damage to that nade. Fortunately, is not victim as of yet to that shield guard break. So, not exposed. ADS chews up that second grenade now, and Shockwave, though, does fall back. Pasha as well, with Milon and Rusk holding onto Bar on the top floor as Pengu starts to push on down. He's vulnerable to C4s, though, and that black eye watching very keenly to enable one.
Oh, they're not relenting just yet. Shockwave the first one to fall, and Pasha's going to be bleeding out as well, so already Virtus Pro significantly weakened. You mentioned being vulnerable to C4s, but there's actually only one on side, and even before Shockwave died, he'd used his C4.
Boom.
But there we go! Only one in pocket, but you might as well make it work. Uno Meister going straight into the grave.
Here comes the Clash. Virtue desperately trying to find a kill here to cover the angle of the teammate peeking him, but it's not likely to work. Couple shots towards the Clash for good measure, but Virtue's got a tall order ahead of him. So low on HP, and the taser surely to finish him off. Milon sprays through. Effective if you can manage it and get all that vertical play, open up the floor of mining, fireplace, and train, and start to really pressure those players on the bomb site. But Kanto's in an aggressive position here, and Uno's already opened up with the first pick.
Really good start from G2. Citizen securing a kill as well. I was going to say, bringing Citizen on the IQ will be really helpful to get rid of those black eyes. And Kanto's about to find himself in a standoff, which he wins with a headshot. And so very early, a G2 seeing dominance on this round, leaving just Pasha and Rask, the last two, to try and hold the fort.
So difficult now for these two players. Citizen on the other side of that, G8 in hands. And he just flushes Pasha straight into the waiting arms of Uno. One player left, and he can find a consolation frag, but won't survive much longer than that. G2, a very, very convincing opening round for themselves here on Cafe as they take
Bar, where he could be seen straight from Cigar, or straight from Bar into Cigar. He's not even gonna have the option to make it all the way there as Shockwave down below catches him out. And suddenly it's G2 who are on the other foot. Now in the 2 versus 5 scenario, the Virtus Pro will remember all too well from the last round.
Finally, G2 get themselves on the scoreboard though. Uno taking down Shockwave on the flank downstairs, but 15 seconds. Not a lot of hope here for Virtue and Uno looking to push in through Bar. Couple of pre-fires down. Virtue on the cocktail balcony repel, a difficult position to enter, and it's just him left. The swing in, is it going to come or is he going to save the KD? Nah, Milon says not happening, mate. And Virtus Pro do manage to come back and take the lead here on Cafe.
Really, that original kill onto Pengu, Virtue takes some damage, and you can notice how these players of G2 aren't that close to each other for the added support. That could also give Virtus Pro some extra advantage.
Time ticking away, G2 trying to get this vertical play going, but they've realized it's just too late for it. Now the push in through the bakery door, but Rask shuts down Kanto without any trouble whatsoever. Rask good for another one. And WTG to close that round. A very convincing one for Virtus Pro, well and truly back in the game and up 3-1. Through pillars, barely sneaking. Does he have a yellow pick? Does he have some information? He can spray down WTG through the wall. And this suddenly puts G2 back in the game. Pengu as well adding onto it. Can Milon manage the duel? He does. He may have just given his team another chance, but not if Kanto has anything to say about it. Pengu as well. It's all on Shockwave. A 1 versus 3 and for the retake. 30 seconds left. It's all on G2 to make sure this doesn't go wrong.
And suddenly it feels like the tables are very much turned. As you saw, even Pasha, as he launched himself over the stairs to try desperately to get back. But Pengu, he's going in for the plant. And Shockwave doesn't exactly know where. He's trying to peek in through the drone hole. He can't quite catch the feet. He knows kind of where the diffuser is as he's reloading, but he manages to get the kill despite the fact that he very nearly couldn't have. He's got to push on forward. Maybe be careful if anyone is above and use what information he has, which I suspect is incredibly limited. Pengu's not going to be budging very far from the diffuser, and Shockwave just has to creep forward.
Eventually, Pengu lands this shot. Shockwave gave it a pretty good crack there, but G2 managed to pull that one out of just about nowhere. They lost the
building as well. Virtue's playing it very patiently, but you can tell that G2 still have players on all floors. Virtue, the patience did not pay off. Pasha came straight for him, and Shockwave adding to the kill count as well leaves just 2 players on the side of G2.
Pasha's hungry for more, but Citizen on for the flank, finds 2. Pasha is still alive. You can't count him out. And he's watching for Citizen, but now it's just Pasha left. This is going to have to be a 4K to clutch. And now it's a 1 versus 1. Pengu, the old guard, one of the most accomplished players in the entire of Rainbow Six Esports, but Pasha! That's quite a jump. And he gets a bit of info. Is he going to go for another jump? What? What is that? Milon for the cover, but at least Pasha.
In pocket, Uno throws one out. Gives some line of sight down below. And you can tell that there's someone not too far away. Citizen killing Shockwave as well. VP, they've got to make their move.
That flashbang enabled Milon to just Raquel straight on inside. He's in such a good position, but Uno sprays him on down with the Elder. Refrag through, 2 versus 2. Russ to make this plan happen, but Citizen's in the perfect position to deny. It's on WTG now, but there's just about no hope left against 2 players. He can desperately walk forward, but there's nothing but the clock to battle him. And G2 find their
ready in Cocktail itself, just on the edge of the hatch, prepared to jump down whenever he should need to. You can see Virtus Pro taking a lot of refuge in the bathroom as they begin to push on up, and Shockwave's going to be the next one to be punished. Rask tries, but Kanto's ready to jump out.
3v2 now as we settle. Virtus Pro have this top floor control, and it comes down to G2. Can they deny this plant or retake? VP looking for players on the bomb side, but G2 not willing to take part. Virtus Pro primed in a strong position to drop, but time's ticking away. The clock will be G2's best friend to make this work. Pasha is so aware, surely there's an audio cue, but no, he rotates off. Virtue knows C4. Citizen has 1 impact, and he's in the prime position, the player to deny this plant. But does he have the position? Where's the plant going down? Citizen has to find this kill. And can he deny? Yes. Pasha might be good, but he's not good enough to clutch this. And G2 manage a 2nd defense in a row.
If only clean. Kanto once again positioned here in bar, ready to try and catch out someone nice and early, but he's retreated somewhat. He did get a drone, I think. He's still holding onto the angle through into Cigar. Oh, not anymore, he's not.
There's a drop. Hello there, Milon. Finds Cancer Raketti. But, ooh, fantastic shot onto the C4 there, and Virtus Pro begin to turn things around. Gotta take out that default camera. Pengu looking for a C4, but it's just a bait. And he takes down Rask with the shotgun. 2v5 now becomes a 2 versus 4. Uno on the top floor, likely to get droned. That's a missed drone. No way. This could spell death for VP if they don't realize Uno's still here. He can't land enough shots, and now they know for sure. He drops downstairs, Pengu shut down, and now Virtus Pro have everything they need to take us to overtime.
Milon is taking matters into his own hands. I think he got a 4K in that round. saying absolutely not, you are taking this map. And as you say, pushing things.
Looking to push on through, doesn't really have a good way to get in bar here. Asking his teammates to enable a rotation. Nade to come in through Pixel. Time's ticking away. Uno does find a kill with that nade out of nowhere. 3v2, and it looks like G2 may well have this. WTG taking so much damage. Citizen, he steps up for the final 2 kills. We're going all the way to the 15th round.
What an insane round from G2
as well. Could we potentially see a C4 from Virtue if he's roaming down below? And that's exactly what happens. Call and you shall receive. Milon goes down, the player who stepped it up for VP, who they've relied upon after so many of these rounds. He is down.
Big loss for Virtus Pro, as Milon has been so influential in some of the later rounds, and now they sit at the man disadvantage, knowing full well what they have to lose. They're going to have to move forward. There's the smoke. They try and cut off the line of sight, and Virtue is the next one to fall.
Pengu desperately trying to duel the recall on the SMG-11, but Citizen finds one Rust trying to force down this plant, but it's all on WTG out of nowhere. G2, the dynasty may be dead, but there's a chance at rebirth if they can get this done. G2 to the inaugural European League Grand Final.
Played that quite well. In fact, it might have been Impy and Ewok who mentioned it on Twitter actually, and he said something to the effect of G2 was
that you'll be dead to me.